What's up, Lantern fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, the co-host of the Emerald Echo podcast. Here with a look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Gold Label action figure of Sinestro Core Batman. Let's have a look at packaging. There's the gold label sticker. It says DC Multiverse. There's a partial window on the top, product information on the bottom. On the side it says Batman Sinestro Core. On the side we get another partial window and it says Batman. On the back we see some artwork of Batman with a Sinestro Core ring. If you're wondering where you can find this moment, it is in Forever Evil issue number 4. Overall, I do like this packaging. I wish that the accessory would have been moved down here somewhere and the figure more centered within the packaging. But with all that being said, now it's time to bust this figure out of the package and see what's inside. Here is the figure free of the outer packaging, but still bound to the inner plastic. The figure comes with this basic black DC logo peg base. And it comes with the trading card that features the same art that we see on the back of the packaging. Here is the brief biography on the back of the card. If you'd like to read this, pause the video and do so now. The figure comes with this bat construct, and although this is the same accessory that we saw with the Dawnbreaker, just in a different color, Batman did make a similar construct in Forever Evil number 4. And here we see Batman out of the package and ready to rumble. While this might not be the most necessary figure, I am always happy to add a lanternized character to my collection. And objectively, I think there's a lot to like about this figure, although there are some limitations with articulation. So let's take a closer look at the loose details now. Here's a look at the lower body, and these boots are excellent. You can see all of these wrinkles that have been sculpted in. The tops of the boots are sculpted. I really like this texturing on the black sections of the uniform. It's also very reflective, and I really appreciate that. The utility belt is sculpted and painted very well. And even though the back isn't visible due to the cape, McFarlane still didn't skip the details. There's lots of good sculpting back here in the hamstrings. There's plenty of detail down here in the tread on the boots. And there's a hole at the bottom of each foot so you can use the peg base on either one. I am thoroughly impressed by this torso. You can see that there's plenty of detail in the pectorals and the abdominals. At the same time, there's all of this magnificent texturing. And there's also wrinkles sculpted in around the abdominals as well as the pectorals. And on the back, there's plenty of definition back here in the latissimus dorsi. The yellow color choice is very eye-catching, and the Sinestro Core chest symbol is sculpted, and that bodes well for the Sinestro figure that is coming out from McFarlane. Let's have a look at the arms now, and the sculpting is excellent here on the hand. You can even see definition here on the knuckles. I really like the forearm gauntlet here. Lots of wrinkles sculpted in. Again, the texturing on the black sections looks really good here. Batman is thickly muscled. There's definition in the biceps and triceps. And on the opposite arm here, you see the Sinestro Core logo on this armband. That's a very small area, and yet the detail is very intricate. Here's a close-up of the ring, and it's certainly better than some of the other rings on some other Lantern figures from McFarlane. There is an attempt at a Sinestro Core logo. It's not exactly clear, but you can tell there was some work put into the sculpting. The ring is a good size, and the paint applications are on target, so overall, I'd say there's much more positive here than negative. Now we'll have a look at the cape, and this is magnificent. I really like all of the wrinkles that have been sculpted in. It's rubber, so it is pliable, and I really like this glossy look that it has. And it's also sturdy enough to help the figure balance, and I really appreciate that. Now let's have a look at the head sculpt, and I really like the shape of the mask, the paint applications on the white eyes. All of that looks really good. This looks like a functional cowl. And I really appreciate details like the sculpting of the mask underneath the chin. The expression is very fitting for Batman. This is really solid work by McFarlane. In terms of articulation, the ankles move very well back and forth. There's also a mid-foot hinge right here. The figure has double jointed knees, and those work very well, as you can see. Be very careful that you don't stress the cape out too much. In terms of the hip articulation, you can get the figure to kick forward that far, and you can hear this hip piece being stressed out. Now, you can get the leg to kind of turn outward like this, but it looks a little awkward when you do that. The legs move out to the sides this much. I think that's acceptable, but not outstanding. You can get the figure to step back, so I'm very happy with that. The figure pivots at the waist. Mine's a little on the tight side. With just a little determination, there we go. There's also the upper torso swiveling, and that works very well. Obviously, the cape hinders the arm articulation somewhat. Both of the wrists rotate well. Double jointed elbows, and I do appreciate that degree of articulation as well as the bicep swivel. You can get the arms to move out to the sides this much in the big power pose. So if you'd like to have him gliding along, you do have that option. You can get the arms to rotate around like that. Obviously, they don't go very far up above his head. I don't mind making this sacrifice for the appearance of the cape. In terms of the head sculpt, it moves easily side to side. You can get the head to move up that much. You can get him to look down. And there is a beautiful amount of head tilting. I really appreciate that. I hope you have enjoyed this review. If so, please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for some articulation shots, and also remember to catch me on Multiverse Musings, the vidcast, and that's available right here on YouTube. And I'll be back with more Green Lantern-related content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.